So last year, I drew with fluorescent chalk fern leaves on the driveway, and they looked so amazing. They were beautiful. But then, of course, the night before Halloween, it rained, and they just got washed away. So I was trying to figure out a way to do that this year that's a little more stable. And I had a brainwave a few months ago when I was in the hardware store. I just could use inverted spray paint. So this stuff is designed to fade away. It's used by utility companies and stuff like that. So it'll fade naturally on its own. So that way, then all I had to do was make some stencils and spray the driveway up. So I'm Gardener Coo. This is my little girl Freya, and you saw Nacho earlier. And let's get into it. So my little girl Freya was in the hospital for 2 days a few months ago. And to relieve my anxiety, I cut out all these stencils in like 2 days. I was just a madman, and it was really helpful. She's totally fine now. So I went with fern leaves because I wanted to go with that, in the forest floor vibe that you get from the mushrooms. And then I also did some tropical leaves because I wanted to give it kind of a tropical twist. My favorite one I did is this 5-fingered fern leaf. It is beautiful. I just sent a picture I took of a 5-fingered fern, and I sent it to ChatGPT, and it made a great stencil just like that. All right, the first step to making your stencil is just going online and finding a stencil pattern that you want to use. You can also use an image and send it to ChatGPT and have it make a stencil for you. I wanted a philodendron bifinatum stencil, but I couldn't find one online. They just kept giving me monstera leaves, so I sent it to ChatGPT and it made a great stencil. I also did that for my 5-fingered fern over here. There were no stencils of these online, and it's a cool California native that I really like, so it made me a great stencil from one of my own photos. And you want to use pencil when you're drawing this because you are going to make mistakes. I also like to do the big shapes first, even if it's not going to be that way in the end, and then you just go back in and add the detail later. All right, you don't need to just do leaves like I'm doing. You could take this idea and run in so many fun ways. You could do skulls or pumpkin in fluorescent orange. That would look amazing. You could do ghosts in the fluorescent green. That would look really cool. The sky's the limit. Just go out there and be creative with it. Now it's done. Doesn't that look great? One thing I forgot to mention is you want to make sure you're using lots of razor blades. They're very cheap and they will make your life go so much faster. So now why don't we go out to the garden and start spraying the driveway? I want to talk next about paint. So for paint, you only want to use Krylon. Do not use Rust-Oleum. Rust-Oleum just makes me so mad. I ended up getting 1 can of pink and I tried using it and it dripped, it clogged. Whereas I used God knows how many of these Krylon cans, and they were perfect. The one problem with Krylon, though, is you've got to shake them for like 4 minutes each, so much longer than a normal spray paint can. You just got to shake it as much as you possibly can. And if it comes out not full color, then you're not done shaking. For material of the stencils, you want to use cardboard. Clicky's mom gave me some plastic that cut great, but when I laid it down and sprayed the stencil, it was really hard to get it to keep staying laying flat with every gust of wind. It was driving me crazy. So I only did that one once. And for cardboard size, you really want to go as big as possible. Like a refrigerator size box would be perfect. When you're outdoors, it eats up small things. So you need to go much bigger to really have an impact. Okay, don't trust the bottles on dry times. It says like 15 minutes or something. This took like 4 hours to dry. Just make sure you give yourself plenty of time. I also did some Easter eggs on the driveway. I did a penguin, I did a tree frog, and a gecko. 3 of my favorite animals. But sadly, I did them in Rust-Oleum pink, and it dripped, and it blurred the stencil. I'm just annoyed about the whole thing. Rust-Oleum is garbage. And don't forget, you can also flip your stencils once they're dry, of course, and that way you get whole new leaves. It's great. It'll add more depth and dimension. If you've been enjoying this video, please hit like and subscribe, and we can give you some more cute puppy content as well, of course, creative ways to decorate for Halloween. I'm Gardener Coo, this is Nacho, and this is my sweet girl Freya. Go get creative.